I'm Rachel Buchanan with a visit with Experience Jackson. And today we are in Hanover-Horton. And we've got two of the ladies that make things operate here at the Hanover-Horton Area Historical Society. This side, it's Donna Cartmel, and Jeanette is also with me, Jeanette Weimer, here today to educate us on all of the things that the museum has to offer. This room, in and of itself, when you walk in, is incredibly impressive. This is the Conklin Reed Organ Museum. Donna, tell me a little bit about this room.
Well, this room came about actually as a start of our society when a gentleman, Lee Conklin, had collected a number of reed organs and melodeons out in his barn south of Hanover. And when he got to the age that he felt he could no longer, he repaired them. He couldn't play a note of music, but loved the wood. And so he did a lot of woodworking on it. And when he reached an age that he felt he could no longer take care of them, that's when our society was formed. So that was in 1977.
And how many are in this room?
There's close to 100 in this room, plus we have a number of them over in our repair workshop. And so we have over 100 reed organs and melodeons.
Now, when people come to visit the museum, what are their reactions when they walk in here? Do you have some insight?
Most of them are just like you said, they're just awed at, I did bring a group through myself, and they all want to come back. They were just awed by what was here, and the fact that they can play these organs. They've been restored.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I've been in here before, and you guys very much encourage people to tickle the keys the best they can. So does it get quite loud in here sometimes?
Oh, yes, sometimes. But, you know, it's a beautiful sound no matter what else is going on. So.
And out of so many museums in Jackson, we have a great representation of how learning happened across history. We've been transported to a classroom here, and I hear that, Jeanette, you may be a little bit of an expert in this room. Tell us about it.
Well, this building was rebuilt in 1911, so the classroom is about that 11, 12, 13 setup to that. And so we have the different activities that kids would go through. Now, so we try to have hands-on things for the children in here as well, and they're very interested usually in the way things used to happen. So
now I've brought my own kiddos through here a couple different times, and of course they're always interested in these unique piggy banks in the back of the room. I don't know if that was a part of school. It's learning about money, right? But tell us about some of these you have on display.
Okay, these banks are reproductions, so we don't mind if the children use them. So there's a bowl of pennies there that they can put in and use them. Some of them, a couple of them are no longer working. That's all right. We want children to have experiences here, and they all think that they would save money more if they had banks like this.
I think I would, for sure. Now, Donna, is there anything special to you in this room?
Oh, there's a number of things. Let me kind of turn your attention to this over here is the colors of the original Hanover High School. And of course, they've since changed to red and white, but it used to be orange and black, of course, which is Jackson High. But and in here we encased several instruments that have come from people from the community and have significance to this particular school.
So an interesting part of this schoolroom is all the bells. We're all used to school bells, but I haven't seen ones like these before.
No, the lady who donated these started collecting school bells, but then her friends knew that she was always collecting bells, so they added a few other ones. And this one is very interesting, this one right here. We had who we think was a Tibetan monk. He was here and with some friends as a visitor here, and he said, "Oh, that's a Tibetan bell, you know. It's got special meanings." And And by the way, you have it facing the wrong direction, so we had to change that. That was pretty exciting. Yeah.
I imagine you get all sorts of wonderful stories and insight like that. You guys are probably learning right along with everyone else each day.
That's true. And I encourage people, or we encourage people to tell stories about what life was been. Some people have been in a one-room classroom, you know, and I like to share stories about my mother because she has some interesting stories about the classroom and things like that. The kids always appreciate that.
I love it. Moms always have the best insight. And now we've made our way up the stairs to the risky room, and this is a room full of the history of technology of things and kind of highlighting some of the businesses of the past. I love looking around in here because you look at a contraption and you're so confused. What does that do, or why does it look like that? Why is that so large to perform such a big task? It's amazing to see how far we've come, but also to know that history behind it. Tell us about a couple of the interesting things you like to point out in this room.
Well, in this room, we have typewriters that the kids can try to work, which is a task because most of them are on their phone. And we also have telephones, which many of them don't even know what those are. They date way back, and we also have a telephone keyboard there. And we have a ton of things that have come from the community through the doctors. We have 3 doctors in particular, or 4 doctors that were prominent in the area. So we have some of those office articles that were used in examining rooms. We have one of the most unique things are these puppets that a lady in our community at the time made, and they're hand puppets. And she also played harmonica while she was, you know, showing the kids how the hand puppets worked. And then we have a new edition, which I don't know we should show. I think they should come and look at the various cameras over the years, and we have a new setup on that. Kids come in, and we've done demonstrations on the barber chair. There's a little platform that sits on the arms for the smaller guys. So yeah, we have a lot of things in here.
Always good to highlight the haircuts. Yes. It's a big moments in life. And Jeanette, what about you?
Well, I think I do want to say that our typewriter collection has some of their earliest ones, and they go through stages, you know, so it's not, there are different ones there that you can look at and how they changed through the years.
Yeah, oh yeah, seeing that progression is always interesting, especially side by side like that. I love that. So you guys are one of about 13 museums across Jackson County, which is just really impressive for a county our size. Most of our museums focus on history, but we've got transportation and art that's highlighted, history of community and history of industry like this. And we're just excited that you guys are a part of what we get to do and what we get to highlight and talk about. So thank you.
Thank you very much. It was fun.
And you guys do multiple events throughout the year.
We do.
I know you're a part of Museum Day. What are some of the other things that you guys highlight as we go?
I have to say that we are run by volunteers for the most part. We have an office girl for 20 hours a week, but we have volunteers that keep everything moving in our events. And we start out the beginning of the year with our Maple Syrup Festival and feature our own maple syrup. We go from that into Museum Day, which is a wonderful kickoff for the season. And we go from the museum, have wagon rides over to the park area where we have various buildings over there. From that, we go on to 4th of July is right next. And we do some things up at the park for 4th of July, and the museum is open. We have wagon rides. Then we go from, I'm trying to think, next June, July, August. Oh my gosh, our big Rust and Dust days. Museum is open, but we have multiple events over in the park area. We have vendors come in, we have crafters, but we have historic demonstrations that are fun for everybody. There's something for everybody in the family in Rust and Dust days. Parents comment, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how many things the kids could do," and so it's a big event. And the antique tractor pulls is really how it started and was centered around that. And then we go to our fall festival, which we're going to fall family night. We cooperate with the high school. They're going to do a haunted woods where we have food and various activities that day. And then from that, we go into our Christmas event, which is featured here in the museum. Last year, we had 18 businesses that participated with trees, and the whole museum was filled with numerous trees and decorations from the community.
Excellent. So if you want to find out anything more about this museum or others countywide, you can always check out experiencejackson.com. And if you haven't seen everything you've heard about here, it's a great opportunity to come for a visit, both this building and your buildings in the park across the street as well. Thank you, guys.